Hello, I'm Carl DeForest, Brunswick City Manager, United States Army veteran. Welcome to the special edition of Buzz on Business. Today we're going to be talking to veterans who own businesses in Medina County. And I'm here with two veterans, and we're going to ask them to introduce themselves and talk a little bit about their business. Then I got a couple questions about their military service. First, tell us a little bit about yourself, sir.
Well, I'm Sam Livingston. I'm a former U.S. Marine, active duty for 6 years, and then a reservist for 14 years in the United States Army. Tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, and then retirement in 2013.
All right, and what do you do now?
Now I'm a realtor. I own a small real estate company right on Medina Square. I raised my family here in Medina. So I'm really all over Medina as a real estate agent.
Excellent.
Dave Wyatt, spent 8 years in the Army as an aircraft electrician, 92 to 2000. Got out as an E6 and ended up moving back to the Cleveland area, and then ended up eventually buying a business here in Medina. Really had no intention of moving to Medina, didn't know much about Medina, but I was here about 2 months and fell in love with it. Ended up moving my wife, who grew up her whole life in Lakewood, Ohio, and loved Lakewood. Now she's here and does not regret it at all. So we've moved here. We actually have an inspection on a new house we're buying today, believe it or not. So putting down roots here in Medina County. We're actually going to be in Valley City.
Cool. You know, I grew up in upstate New York, and we talked a little bit about Fort Drum, coldest damn place I've ever been in my life. And I tell people that I just absolutely love Northeast Ohio. I grew up in a little town. There's a Chobani factory there now, but I was in the middle of nowhere and knew one person as I was growing up who had gone to New York City and gone to a baseball game. And I say Northeast Ohio is a prime place to be, because if you want something, need something, can't be without it, you know, with the medical and the theater and colleges and everything. If you can't find it within 45 minutes of here, you really don't need it with the park system and everything. Why did you end up in Medina County, and why are you a business owner in Medina County?
So after the military, I ended up working on printers, production printers, for a number of years, 16 years. Went into sales after that to try to broaden, my horizons, get a little more uncomfortable but comfortable at the same time. Worked for corporate America and decided it's time to do something different, time to work for myself. And I knew the printing industry, so I decided, hey, let's go in that direction, try to stay there. This opportunity opened up, and like I said, I wasn't familiar with Medina all that much. Didn't live far from it, but opportunity arose. I jumped on it, and here we are 2 years later.
Fabulous. How about you?
Well, I was a Cleveland firefighter, and we were forced to live in the city limits, so we lived in West Park like a lot of firemen do. And in 2009, the state Supreme Court said that was no longer constitutional. Actually in 2006, but the cities fought it. In 2009, we were actually allowed to move. I was in Afghanistan when the law changed. Came home on a Tuesday, put the house up for sale on a Thursday. It sold on Saturday. I bought my house Sunday.
Get the hell out.
And was back in Fort Benning, Georgia on Monday. But we had actually been looking, we knew that at some point we were going to be able to move out of the city of Cleveland. So we'd been looking for about 4 years off and on, trying to understand the school systems and the community and the drive and the accessibility and all those things. So Medina, we had been in our sights for about 4 years before we moved here.
Okay. Now, normally as Army guys, we make fun of Marines, but so you're an Army guy in the back end of your career, so we won't do that out of
Plus, there's only two of you guys. So.
yeah, and you're a pretty big dude too. So, what is something you learned in the military, whether it's from basic training or AIT or your experience in Afghanistan or wherever you were, that has helped you as a business person?
Well, when I hear that answer to that question, sometimes people talk about resiliency or perseverance or those things, but I have a different perspective, because all those things are very important. But one thing that I was told very early on was, don't be the most miserable person in the room. Always find some solace in the fact that there's someone that's having it worse than you. And then the other was, misery loves company, and that's a statement that we say all the time. And I think that I learned early in the military to look at it differently, and that was not that I want to drag you down, but that if I have a brotherhood or I have some camaraderie while there's some misery, then it's tolerable. And I always look for that to say, hey, it's, maybe this is a tough time, but if we work together, we kind of persevere.
Cool. What about you?
I would say fairly similar. You can go to your training, and we've all been through training. We've all had leadership training. I think it comes down to being someone that someone wants to work for. You have to have, again, that family, that camaraderie. That I don't want people to be miserable when they walk into work. Like, I want to make a nice environment. So we tried to do that. I think I think doing that, whether it's getting to know them on a personal level. They're not just an employee to you. At this point, they're family. And you try to get to know them, their family, get things, have them come together with you at different times, and just making it exciting for them. Obviously, making sure they do what they need to do at the same time, but making it a good place to come to work.
Excellent. The focus of this show is the fact that we want to thank you for your service to our country and your continued service to other people who need jobs and need services in the Medina County area. So as we wrap up, is there anything you want to say as we close up?
No, just that again, I'm happy that my life's journey brought me to Medina County, because again, I didn't realize how great it is. Again, only been here 2 years, but I wish it was a lot more. So again, putting roots down, and happy to do so.
What you got as we close up?
For me, it's nice to be thanked, but I will say that as a veteran living in Medina County, it's certainly nice, the outreach that all of Medina County gives to the veterans, and it's really important. I think we see it a lot differently than maybe some past generations, and it's very heartwarming.
Excellent. Again, thank you for your service. Thank you for your commitment to others and having businesses in Medina County.
Yes. Thank you.